How's it going, everybody? Gabriel, Santiago here. So this is a Speaking of Harmony podcast, episode 57. This is a very special episode because I'm going to be talking about my latest single that just came out yesterday, and I already got people asking me to talk about the piece and kind of break it down and tell them, what's going on with the piece, how did I do it, the structure, the soloing, everything else. So let's get into it. Before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the little bell to notifications. This is all my social media stuff. This is also my Twitch link for live streaming. And also you're going to see the Discord chat link below as well, so you can interact with me and talk about music all the time. Right? So the latest single is called Gimme5, right? Gimme5. It's of course, a play with words with the 5/4 time signature, right? So this is a 5/4 song. It's a very interesting kind of tempo because it's low 5/4, right? If you haven't had the chance yet, go to Spotify and everywhere where there's streaming. It's already on there. You can take a look at it and listen and enjoy. And now we're going to be kind of doing a little breakdown on how I thought about it and what are the things that I'm using on this piece, right? This piece was recorded in Brazil with the great Santiago Big Rabelo on drums and Fred Eliodoro on bass, and myself playing this guitar and also playing Rhodes, and also I did some synth as well along the way, right? So the story about this piece is quite simple. I have this sort of this structure that I like to use all the time. They call like the shape. That is something that has been following my composition stuff for a long time. It's basically this 1, 2, 5, 7 kind of structure, and I'm always kind of trying to find ways to achieve different sounds using the shape and exploring that in a lot of compositions. So I came up with this little harmonic progression, right? That basically my aim was to use the shape and all its rotation and inversions and always get the same note on top, right? So basically the shape, it's kind of the shape. If I think of E as being 1, so there will be 1, 2, 5, 7, right? So that's the shape that I'm thinking of, right? So basically I try to create some kind of a progression where all the iterations of the shape with these inversions will give me the same note on top. So different roots, quote unquote, because I'm not really thinking of any kind of keys or anything. But for this one, I did that on the piano, but fortunately all those voicings can be played on the guitar as well. So we're lucky that I can show on the guitar as well. So basically this shape here, if I invert it, get this shape, right? So this shape, I got this inversion, right? And then I had another shape, the same kind of shape, but another kind of root, quote unquote, with that note on top. So there will be this, right? So there will be that structure. I invert it. I got the same E on top, right? Then I got that shape, the same structure, and I got E on top, right? And then I got this structure, and if I invert it, I got the same structure. See? So I got E on top of everything. So then I got this. Right? So that was my whole idea. And then I just try to kind of assign some kind of harmonic context to these, right? To these structures. And I found some bases, right? So then it became D, C sharp minor 11. So, right, became this. Then the next one is F sharp minor 7/11, right? Sharp minor 11 with 7 and 9 and all that. And then this one was D minor 11, right? And then this one was B minor 11. So I got basically 4 minor 11th chords. That was my thinking behind that at the end, right? When I assign bases or roots to these chords, right? So then I got this structure. If I, go to the actual chords that I'm trying to imply here, but all using this structure, right? This. This was what I was messing around with before I started, right? So once I got this, I thought of just kind of trying to find a cool groove that I could apply these particular structures to, right? And then I was just kind of messing around with some loops, and I found this cool loop in 5, right? In 5/4, they had first of all was a slow 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a very kind of slow 5. But also the way it's played is very kind of intricate. All the subdivisions and hits on really odd places that I found on this loop. So I'm gonna play the loop here that I found at the time. So this was the loop that I found. Let me drag that over here so you guys can hear. So this was the loop that I was messing around with. So that's what I saw. This loop. Right? Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Right? So this was the loop I was messing around. So I was like, wow, that's cool. So there's something here. Then I tried to kind of jam using this structure on that loop. And then I got this, which kind of became the intro of the song, right? So I put the chords in, and that's what I came up with. These changes over here. Using the same structure, and now using this 5/4 loop. So let me see if I can follow. Right? So this was the idea. So I thought, oh, okay, cool. I got a nice, a nice thing going on here with this loop and this cool progression, this cool structure that I was moving around and keeping that same E around. And then with that, those subdivisions became right? So I got my intro, and then I was like, well, let me put a melody on top of that. And I know the melody had to kind of go in the opposite direction, which had to be simpler and not really hitting. I didn't want to hit those hits, like where the hits were occurring. So I had to like change the melody on an odd place compared to where it was changing. So then I got this melody. So 1, 2, 3, so 3 and 1, 2, 3, so I got that, right? So let's see if I can play that same loop again, so I can put the melody now in context, so you see how the melody against that beat, right? Something like that. Let's see. Right? So then I got that. So I already got those chords. Of course with the basses, right? Right? So I got that. So I was like, I got that first part, and then the second part, there would be the same changes, but they would be placed on a different area of that groove. The groove would be have some variations. So it would be I found a variation of that groove with the different hits. So there would be so I found those two hits at the end. So I kept the same structure, and I did change the melody. So the melody went to on top of that, right? So I got this. That's the first part, and then I got that second part, right? So then that's pretty much what I had as a sort of like a demo version, right? And I'll play now the demo that I showed Tiago and Fred Eliodoro when we about to play that. And then we kind of took the song into a different place, like a very nice place. This would be the main theme, how I presented to them. So I'll try to play that as well. So here we go, with everything in place. Right? So this was the sort of demo version that I had of the tune. Very clear on what was going on. So when we got to actually record the piece with Tiago and Fred, we kind of took the song in a different direction. We played all that, but then the next question would be, okay, so where should we take this tune to? And then the sort of the obvious question and natural thing to do was, let's sort of like eliminate those changes, right? Make it less busy harmonically, and also the hits, right? So we kind of made it flat and just 4/4. So the tune goes to 4/4 and just become like regular groovy, and just kind of stays in F sharp minor 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we gave a chance to Fred to really kind of groove. It became kind of a solo section, groove solo section-ish with his bass and his wonderful playing. He's an amazing player, so he did some awesome work with the octave pedal. So he did kind of a very nice groove on F sharp minor, just kind of flat out F sharp minor. And we tried to kind of like strip down the tune, right? So what I was going on before is very heavy and busy. We kind of took all that and brought the tune into a very kind of flat, narrow, and very groovy thing to get the chance, give the tune a chance to breathe a little bit, right? So we just stayed here for a little bit, a couple choruses, and Freddy just kind of grooved on the octave pedal and made some nice grooves with that. And that would set up a solo section that I did, the guitar solo section, right? Which was, for me, a really tough part to do, because it's basically what we did was we kind of kept that thread going with the 4/4, right? To the 4, then solo section. So what we would do for the solo section, well, the same chord section that we have been hearing from the song fret, but now with all the hits and not in 5, just straight up all the chords, which would be cool and flat, but it kind of made it really hard for me to solo because it's a hard progression to solo on. So I'll solo over to this thing just repeated. So super hard to solo on, and it's fast, it just passes so fast. So right, so it really moves really fast, but it's just a nice flat 4/4 kind of really tasty groovy moment. So my approach for that solo was actually try to keep the same kind of simpler thread that was going on with the bass, although the harmonic progression makes it complicated, but this sort of E note pedal that keeps coming up with all those chords, right? So somewhat just give this nice like pad and just kind of glue everything together. It's very peaceful and quiet in a way, hard to play, but very kind of smooth in a way. So I just try to go with that on the solo approach. So what I tried to do was to actually keep it very simple, and also it's a short solo, it's a record solo, one of those solos for the record that you need to be hearing all the time. When you play this song all the time, the solo has to sort of perform a function, right? It's not like a super blowing section when I'm gonna like just ripping off some changes and stuff. I just try to play really melodically. So my approach on that sequence was just play around with some pentatonics basically and triads almost to the entire thing. So I was just kind of messing around, and I had no really real time to practice or shadow any of this. We just recorded and said, okay, I got a solo. So I was like, okay, hit play and let's do it. So I did a few passes. And I think the third or fourth pass, that's what's on the record that you hear. So what I was doing was I found that if you play like E pentatonic, E major pentatonic, like over this, over this also, the same chord, and then here's the change. So when you get to D minor, I change to E minor. So I got this, the Dorian vibe going, right? And then when it got to B minor, I came back to E major. I got the same Dorian vibe. So basically I was just kind of circling around E major pentatonic and E minor pentatonic to the entire time. And then I did also E major triad, right? And then E minor. Right? So that's pretty much what I did. And then at one little moment I did some kind of chromatic things when I actually played through the whole changes. So I did some kind of chromatic there. But then pretty much here at the end I did, to get to high register, I did really pentatonic bluesy, end with a pentatonic, and then which is a send off to the drum solo. And that's how the solo section ends. So I'm gonna play now, play along that I made today to show you guys kind of how the approach was. So this is the actual length of what is in the record for the solo, right? So here we go. It's a very short solo, but I'm gonna try to play kind of the solo I played, see if I can remember everything. But it was pretty much what I'm going to play. So let's take a look at that. This was my kind of what it was my solo over that. So short solo like the record. So this was the solo, right, for the record. Very short. It's just kind of transitioning from the bass groove vibe into this, and then we got into a solo section for the drums, which is just revolves around this. We kind of just got that back, and then the song restarts to the second part. Goes to the part, and then he ends here. It just ends here, right? So that's kind of the structure of the tune, right? I made another version of the play along to put a little bit now for you guys. The same solo, but now a little extended, so we can kind of talk a little bit about other things you can do, right? Because I did stick with some of this pentatonic stuff, but there's so much you can do. Especially now that I already recorded, that I got into some shaddy and some practicing. So there's some interesting things you can do for the sequence, because the question would be along. It ties with a lot of stuff we have been talking about range and all these things. One way that I would practice this tune, I guess that's a good question. The way I would practice over this is the same thing from past episode, the last episode about. Limiting, or like to get fluidity by limiting the range. I'll probably play this sequence, but just limit my playing through some region of the instrument, so I can go, just around here, and then I would just move on to this region, right? That would give me a lot of juice, creative juice, to keep, getting up a notch every time when I get to solo over that, because man, the sequence just passes so fast. It's hard to keep up with it. I'm gonna try to do a little run over this play along I did, so you have an idea how tough it is. So I'm gonna be just playing over, trying to play through all the chords, right? Right, over that, trying to be as melodically as I possibly can, and keep an eye on the range and the duration of the solo, so I can end in the same kind of, use the same send off for the drum solo, right? Whew, so let's take a look. Let's see if I can pull this off. There we go. This is the double as in the length, right? It's twice as long. Let's see if I can pull that off. All right. Wish me luck. I think I survived. Right? It's a tough progression to solo, man. It's beautiful, it's cool, and like, it's a lot of fun to solo over this stuff. Now that I got this play along, which is a little longer, I have a little more time, to kind of develop the ideas. But it's really rough, so you really, really gotta know your points of, the changes. The one thing that I'm using a lot is keeping this E as my connecting point throughout the whole thing, because I know that the E works with everything, right? So I'm doing everything. See, when I move into the chords, I always got the E around, to connect everything. All right. So I hope you liked it, because that's the end of the tune. We got a drum solo, and then the sort of the melody come back, and then we end here, right? We kind of end here, right? I really hope you liked it, but I got a surprise for you, right? Because I know some of you will be dying to be playing over that stuff and just give some practice, some challenging practice. So I'm gonna do a really, really awesome deal for all of us, right? So basically, the track is out since yesterday, right? You can stream, on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff, right? But you can also purchase the track and the lead sheet, complete lead sheet, professionally done and edited, right? But also I'm including some awesome things. So I'm including this play alongs, so you guys can really practice this stuff. And it's only $4.99. $4.99, right? Come on, right? You can beat that. So you got the track with high resolution audio, 24 bits, 88, and you got a MP3 version, and you got the PDF with the whole tune like charted out, right? That you can follow and play. Those voicings, by the way, they're written out, so you can really grab the same voicings from the song. And I'm gonna be including in this package that demo version with the whole head, so you can practice without the guitar, right? The main melody, so you can practice that. And I'm gonna be including these two play-alongs I just played on. The short version, like the solo on the record, just 2 times, and this last one I just played through, which is twice as long. So you have that also included in the package for just $4.99. So link here in the description. You can get to my website in the store and just grab that. All that for $4.99. So I really hope you guys take advantage of this, listen to the song, but just hang out and also get to play and practice. And any instrument you want, you can blow that on saxophone or bass or, guitar, acoustic, electric, whatever you feel like it, right? So enjoy the tune. Also, if you want to see the full video of the recording, like the official kind of music video of us recording, I'm also putting down that link here on the description, so you can watch me playing that. And it's beautifully shot by Danny Gurgel in Brazil, and the audio sounds awesome. The charts sound, looks really clear, and these play alongs are just fun, so we can like stretch our fingers and really think of concepts and stuff, right? The link for that is here on the description. You can purchase that, right? And before I go, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if you get the chance. It really helps. This is all my social media stuff. Don't forget to subscribe there. This is my Twitch link as well for live streaming. I'm doing some of that as well. And this is the Discord chat here. That's when we're talking about some of this stuff, all the time, interacting with you guys on Discord chat. And people have been asking me for more videos of showing songs and stuff. So this is on the podcast, but there's some other stuff happening in the Discord chat, so don't lose that hang that we're doing over there, right? And then I'll see you on the next one. I'll play a little bit more through this one if I can. See if I can still not completely screw my solo, and then I'll see you guys on the next episode. I hope you like this one. Grab this, the link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.